Welcome to my presentation on e-textbooks as a persuasive technology. Now, first of all, we're going to quickly discuss what are e-textbooks and why they're important. E-textbooks go by many names such as digital textbooks, e-books, electronic textbooks, digital instructional materials, but essentially it boils down to any textbook that can be displayed on an electronic device, whether it's a tablet, e-reader, mobile phone, or laptop computer, is considered to be an e-textbook. Now, a while ago, e-textbooks were considered to be the next best thing in education and considered vastly superior to their print-based counterparts. Their potential was so great that the U.S. Department of Education has continued to push for their usage, and several states, including Florida, have passed legislation encouraging their usage by school districts. Now, there's been a lot of research on e-textbooks to show their superiority to print-based textbooks. Unfortunately, the research has been inconsistent in showing that e-textbooks outperform print-based textbooks. For a lot of people in the field, e-textbooks are just merely another form of media in which to deliver instruction. Historically speaking, media studies have rarely shown that there is any significant difference between media and student achievement. It's actually come down to Clark way back when said that media are merely vehicles that deliver instruction but do not influence student achievement any more than the truck that delivers our groceries causes changes in our nutrition. So it doesn't matter whether it's using audio files, videos, print-based textbook, laserdisc, whatever that medium is, it is not going to be significantly different from one to another because it's basically just a vehicle for the delivery of instruction. Now, how are e-textbooks different? Unlike any other media before them, e-textbooks are displayed using devices that have a CPU, a strong CPU that makes it possible for in-depth human-to-computer interactions. And unlike other types of media, e-textbooks have the potential to use that technology for captology that allows that interactions and adaptability to deliver between the user and the proverbial delivery truck. And research in the field of captology has been one of the things that I've been looking at as far as student achievement. Now, the main research questions for this research project has been what factors influence the usage of e-textbooks and what persuasive elements within e-textbooks influence learners' behavior and attitudes, and how can those persuasive elements within e-textbooks influence learner achievement. Because the whole goal at the end of the question is how can we make e-textbooks function as a better tool than paper-based textbooks to improve learner achievement. Now, the main factors from the research that have indicated is usage. And basically when students are looking at it, they're looking at the usability and the usefulness of the e-textbook. If it's too difficult to use, they won't pick it up and use it. If they don't perceive it as useful, they'll stick to what they know, which is print-based textbooks. But the main persuasive elements that they can incorporate in e-textbooks, namely the interactiveness and the adaptability of the e-textbooks, makes it so that it has a better chance of changing learner performance, which means increasing usage. Now, unsurprisingly, research has shown that students who use their textbooks more, such as reading, completing activities, do better performance-wise. So it's been very important, at least from my research, to look at the factors that encourage usage. Now, sadly, most e-textbooks didn't really take advantage of any persuasive design features such as interactiveness or adaptability too much. And even though such features can have a strong influence on moderator variables such as motivation, engagement, or even the attitude towards the material. But when it comes down to it, e-textbooks are different, and Clark's stance doesn't necessarily hold sway. While print textbooks are static, the dynamic of e-textbooks reveals many factors that can influence student achievement through the use of those human-to-computer interactions and weaving those persuasive systems design into the instructional system designs that is used for creating instructional materials. Now, picking up where we left off when it comes to e-textbooks, one of the major concerns has been the variability of e-textbook design allows for a wide spectrum of design features. It could be something as basic as the e-textbook is just a port of a standard textbook, in which case the performance difference between a print-based book and the e-textbook, there's really no difference because it's not really making use of those features that can make e-textbooks superior than print-based textbook. And one of the cool things that is able to happen is that persuasive technology can change e-textbooks from a passive instructional tool into a more active tool thanks to that engagement and adaptability, which comes down to the truck that delivers your groceries can actually cause a change in nutrition if there's that reciprocal conversation going on. E-textbooks can be more than just those passive tools. Unfortunately, the research has shown that it hasn't happened very often. Now, it also opens the door for future research, including discovering what those moderator variables are and how they have an impact on student achievement. Because one of the things that it's shown is not the media necessarily that is impacting student achievement, it's the features within e-textbooks that makes them superior to print-based textbook. Another aspect for future research that I would like to do is do a meta-analysis on the research to really understand the inconsistencies in the literature, because there's been a lot of studies that have shown that e-textbooks can have an impact, but there's been an equal number of studies that have shown that the e-textbook is not significantly different when it comes to performance compared to your regular print-based textbook. But once again, going back to that large spectrum of design features, a meta-analysis would allow you to really look at those features and compare them to see if there's any impact that the design of that e-textbook, especially the incorporation of persuasive technology, how that impacts student achievement for past research. And that also, that meta-analysis can help even understand the significance of those persuasive features on possible usage, because a lot of the research now that they're dealing with e-textbooks allows them to dig a little bit deeper to have those systems in place that can monitor the users and do that deep analysis on how much time they're spending on activities, are they doing their exercises. And so those are some of the things for the future research to just better understand how the design features impact that student achievement when it comes to e-textbooks, because it's pretty apparent that the e-textbooks can be superior, but they're just not being properly used, and the research needs to be done to create that solid framework, that foundation for the future design of ebooks. Now, some of the main things that I've learned from the course is just getting that solid introduction to persuasive systems design. I already come from a strong instructional systems design background, and it touches bases upon motivation, but it doesn't really go into showing you how to really leverage it to be a powerful persuasive tool to encourage learners' behaviors and attitudes towards the materials. And so I've really liked Fogg's behavior grid and just looking at the different angles that you would push a learner to achieve that desired result at the end, which happens to be making them study more, making them use the material more. And the last thing that I learned that was really great was that persuasive user experiences, creating that interface that encourages the behaviors. And it's one of the things that I'm going to go back and look at, even of my own e-textbooks that I've designed, is how have I created that experience to change that learner's behavior. And it's been a great overall course. If you have any questions, here's my contact information, but it has been great. Thank you.